we'll stand and say the pledge and the meeting started.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first off is our minutes from February 11th. Entertain a motion to accept and vote on.
I make a motion to receive and file minutes from the February 11th meeting.
Second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Those minutes are getting awful small font size.
They are.
Get your eyes to focus, that's all.
So there's 31 pages of them. Any other comment? You want it bigger? Yeah, is that what you're getting at?
They've been 12 forever.
Call the question.
Those in favor say aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Carried.
Must be me.
Who did the general bill?
I did the general bills. I reviewed vouchers number 50 through 87 for the grand total of $203,119.80. The majority of that being bills that are going towards renovation.
Capital project.
Yep.
So you're making the motion, we
Yep,
need a
make a
second?
motion.
Second.
Any other discussion on the bills? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Highway bills.
I had the highway bills. I make a motion to accept
Pay
and
vouchers.
pay vouchers
Put it on your agenda, just read your agenda, it's a lot easier.
27 through 35 for the total of $20,422.99.
So we'll need a second on that.
Second.
Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Our monthly reports.
I make a motion to receive and file the chief's, clerk, the code, dog, highway, and supervisor reports for February, the month of February.
A second.
Second, any discussion on that? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right, we're at the privilege of the floor. Anyone from Reed? Hi.
Good to be here, everybody. It's good to see you. Hopefully everybody received my report today in your emails of the report. I'll just highlight a couple of things. Welcoming our new county poet laureate to Cortland County. First time that Cortland's ever had a poet laureate. And we are trying to fill the schedule to the best that we can. So year round, Homer's got a lot going on every single season. If you know of a particular event, organization, celebration that might be appropriate for the dedication of a poem to celebrate the various positive aspects of that event, let us know. His contact information is going to be on the Poet Laureate page on the Cortland County website. A couple other things going on. We've got an interesting presentation tomorrow at Ag Committee on Climate Smart Community Programs, which is an opportunity for Cortland County to pursue some grant money from New York State that we've been pursued for several years. So looking forward to that presentation. Other than that, we've got other things there in the report, and happy to answer any questions.
Describe to me what this poet's gonna do.
So the Poet Laureate is the recognition that the arts plays a significant role in the Cortland County economy. We've got Center for the Arts and they're a jewel. We've got CRT and they're a jewel. But we also have, we've also got book clubs. We've also got creative writing clubs. We've also got a lot of different groups that are contributing to a sense of community, a sense of economic productivity in Cortland County. And so the Poet Laureate is a recognition by the legislatures to the value of the arts in our county. And if there's a particular event, a celebration that might be appropriate to open up with a poem, that would be, we'll get on his schedule and he'll be there.
Okay, great. Any other questions for our legislator? Like your newsletter, very nice job.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming to our meetings.
Absolutely.
Anyone else? Okay, we're gonna move on and, highway.
Oh.
You're up.
Up already, wow.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you. Starting with our facility, we've been, as every day and every month or every week, we clean, inspect, maintain our facility, the highway garage. We've put some new air, water lines in. We were able to do that in-house with the caliber of employee that we have. Everybody, they each have something to offer for other than just sitting in a plow truck, it seems like this time of year, but, the facility's working well. The new addition again is just worth its weight in gold and really appreciate it. The grounds, clean and organize that, not so much this time of year, but we've got some more to do there and
What's the other big thing you
a
took?
lot of the maintenance and stuff with the facilities, like as simple as today we sprayed the rollers and tracks on the overhead doors, so they're not, and sweeping it, making it safe and seeing what needs to be done. And part of the inspection on the grounds and facility process is like the tree that we approved a couple months ago.
And it's down and
It
gone.
was tied up in our comp lines.
You should be good at
Our
that.
power lines and, with being I got a few years of, tree work, that I've in the business. It was an appropriate thing to do and it'll be better for the facility, safety, for the road, everything. We got a generator right there, future repairs and problems with a new roof. So Mike asked me a few times about the tree and we talked about it, so that's him and I working together and him being involved, every day and him stopping over and he caught it too, so thank you for that. You saw it, Caleb, and I can't catch everything, but anyway, we're putting a lot of time and effort into the facility and grounds, road work, what we've been doing up until about 2 weeks ago, we were plowing every day. Again, the guys are all showing up on time. I'm one of the plow drivers. I show up with them. As far as the equipment maintenance, plow truck maintenance. I know I've talked about this before, but I'll elaborate on that a little bit. The equipment and plow truck maintenance, it's getting under them, greasing them, inspecting them, making sure the tires are up to date, they're not all blown out, making sure the hose is good, just make sure everything's clean. Washing the lights off, no leaks on the ground. And everybody's doing it right. And with a facility, an extra facility, we can do all of our equipment all the time. So, plow trucks, equipment. When we're not plowing, got a lot of overtime. It's, again, if there's snow on the ground, even though there's snow on the ground, we got an aggregate underneath it, so it's very cost effective. And we're pushing banks back and shelving the snow back. And if we have any water problems, we have to get where it warms up this time of year, the water starts running and the snow can block the culverts. The frost is coming out of the ground this time of year, all the roads are ugly, and you gotta give it the month of April, things are they're soft. We know, we're learning,
So we've learned some things about our cutting edges and what we gotta do different next year, what we're using for material, and we've had very good feedback, so we're put a lot of time and effort and thought into spending tax money. And then tree work, we did some tree work, oddball stuff that. And then, we've been servicing equipment, we do that all in-house, oil filters, fuel filters, air filters, inspections, other than, interstate inspection. And then, of course, Mike and I meet every single day, what are we doing? What do we need, what's the next step? So there's countless hours of that. Working with the girls, Claire, thank you for all the help on that stuff, bookwork and stuff. We did a emergency culvert replacement on Harrison Road. There's a procedure that everything's got kind of a procedure for that you have to call in. There's an emergency call in you can do. And with this, again, with a new facility, we're able to keep the machines inside, ready to go for an emergency like that. There's a hole in the ground. I got a call Sunday, and even though I'd been out, one of the residents called, said there's a huge hole in the ground, went up, combed it off. We have road plates, we plated it, and then one day we arranged things, got everything ready, and got it replaced, and everything's safe and good. And then on the daily, we're checking every single road daily, make sure there's clear debris, safe. There's some potholes and rough spots out there again, that's every year, but we're gonna not try, but we're gonna do. Always working on something, new technology or new way to do something to hold up longer, or more preventative stuff, or which we're learning something every day. And the only other thing was, we did get a question about a road. The formal, did you get the email? I forgot to ask you. No, okay, leave it at that. Then,
Yep.
If you do have a question, comment, occurs on some of these laws, the laws change all the time, and the law books are this thick. And I've got a lot on my plate, so if you do have a question or something, I need a little bit of time. And I don't know, I should.
No, that's good. The highway department did us emergency repair job here at the town hall
Oh, damn.
on the parking lot, so go ahead and explain it.
I called, we dropped everything, now we.
I got a little bit of pull.
It was, got a water issue in the basement, and Mike called, brought the crew over. Mike and I met, come up with a way to fix it, temporary, till we get everything in order, but we've come up with a lot of ways to, fix it for good, but we did put some plastic down and some grindings and stuff, just to hopefully keep the water from, we'll eventually do some tile and some blacktop and stuff.
We'll get into that more, but the water was infiltrating the walls on the north side for whatever reason. Been doing it for years and years and nobody could see it. Because half the building never got used, the other half had carpet down and the wood down, and so it absorbed it and hid it, but we're getting to the point we're gonna be tiling down there. And we can't tile with the water and everything coming in. And, I can't let this date slip by, so we got creative, met Kyle down there, we come up with a plan how to temporary fix it. So far, it seems to be working, but we haven't had torrential downpour, so we're kind of waiting for that. I'm not praying for one, but as long as we got the water, it's dried up already, so what they've done for us right now is working. We've had a little bit of rain today, but it was getting wet every time we turned around, so we can maintain the dryness. We can get that floor done and stuff, which is almost important that we get it done. So thanks to the highway department.
Yeah. If anybody's got any questions or comments or concerns, please reach out, 'cause
Okay, so we're gonna go on to the next one once you're here, Kyle. So you'll see we got new seasonal highway employee. It's getting late in the season, but we've got 2 seasonal highway employees. He's been looking for a third just to have it, because if somebody's out sick or something, so we can plow our routes. We're hoping the plowing mainly is done, but there's a lot of other stuff. So the highway superintendent has the authority to hire, the board has the authority to approve the spending. So what the spending, and you should have a sheet in there, just how we treat everybody. I wrote up the agreement real quick. The employees, Logan Williams. We go through checking their license and everything, and that went through Lens. I ran it through our shop. We have a Lens program, it's called Lens, it's for New York State. You put your employee, the name of it in there, and within 2 seconds, we know if their license is valid and stuff. So that, he's all good to go. Kyle's got him signed off, but I wrote this agreement exactly. His rate is $26 an hour, that's what we pay our other seasonal, up to 40 hours, and of course not over 40 hours, time and a half. There's no health insurance or HSA benefits, there's no vacation or personal days. They get 1 paid sick day per month, per New York State law. You're supposed to accumulate that, per New York State law says every 30 hours worked, you get 1 hour towards a sick day. We just upfront it 1 paid sick day if he's here and working. That seems to work out fine.
Logan's well known in the area, he owns his own business, he's worked for Cortland Bill as a plow driver, now he owns his own business, he's a good guy.
What's your plan on how you want to use them, so everybody knows?
Yeah, well, you know, it's, so, I'm an operator as well and run the department. Well, I'd say that because we're looking for high quality people that can work. It's taken us a while.
Did you get one? You didn't get one?
So we found Logan. We're planning on using him as a
Nobody got
backup
one? Oh, I'm sorry.
or helping us with, plowing,
Just pass it around.
backup, pretty much a backup. If somebody calls in or gets sick, whatever. So we're gonna use him as plowing. And then in the summertime, he owns a paving business. He's very good at helping us out, stuff like that. I don't know, we haven't got much farther than the winter stuff as of right now. So as of right now, we've basically hired him for,
Just to finish up.
finish out the year, but, we'll talk about that more as far as, he can help out, he's whatever we need to help out, so. It's cost effective too, you know, we don't need them all the time. These days where it snows once a week, but we need 6 guys. You can call it in and have it.
So I need a motion to, that we fund this position for $26 an hour, and like what I've read, so I need that motion. Somebody make a motion?
I'll make a motion to hire, or fund the position for the new seasonal highway employee Logan Williams.
Okay, second?
I'll second
Somebody,
that.
second. Any discussion on that? Any other further discussion on that? Those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. We do, and of course, we have the budget for it, else I wouldn't have let it go in this far. We do have the budget. One of the things that we've talked about, really the highway department needs one more full-time guy.
We've been down a guy, I'm doing 2 things, which is fine. It's giving me education, keeps me involved, but my overtime is,
Yep.
so, no, we're looking for high quality, capable people. Yeah,
All right.
so.
We're gonna move on. The next thing on our agenda is Shelter Point Family Leave Plan. Everybody's,
Head out.
yeah, thank you, Kyle.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Call you tomorrow. Okay.
As you know, I may not know, give you a little background. Every business owner, most of us here are business owners, you have to have disability insurance and you have to have this family leave. It's mandated by New York State. Municipalities, for some reason, it's not mandated. So when I first became supervisor, I insisted we get the disability insurance, which we did. And I figured within a year or two, we were gonna need this paid family leave. And what that covers, if you're not familiar, everyone should be familiar with it. If a young lady, if one of our employees goes out with a baby, it could be the mother, it could be the father. If you have someone die in your family, it gives you some time to take care of them. It's very specific, like a wife, and it gives you a certain amount of times. And it pays them X number of dollars. I think it's 2/3 of their payroll. So we had to calculate out, we had to come up with the number of employees, you see on the second page there, what the total wages, annual wages paid, and they come back with the premium. The premium is $2,508.47 for a year. Some of our employees have been asking us about that. So again, it's another relatively inexpensive insurance that gives our employees a fair amount of benefits. It's just like the disability. I just couldn't believe the towns didn't have that disability. Somebody goes out sick, there's nothing there for them, which we have that in place now.
Is it 100% contribution by the employer?
No, the employees can chip in on that. We're gonna have to figure that out with the employees. It's not huge. It's like disability. I think it's like 60 cents. So either we can pay the whole thing because it's not a huge amount. We do have the budget in our insurance line, or we can talk to the employees about chipping in on it.
So, this, yeah, I was gonna do this is just to clarify a little bit. We have this at the farm as well, and I'm reading it here. It's 50% of the average weekly wage to a max of 170 a week. It's not 2/3.
Or 2/3, sorry, I misspoke. You could pick out different plans, I think it is. So that's, okay, 50%.
Up
to
170 a week.
So are we voting on this tonight?
Yep, like to. So you see on the third page there, it tells you it's payable for a maximum of 26 weeks. I know I got 40 employees, and all the time somebody's having a baby or something's going on. And
Have you had employees use the insurance yet?
Quite often.
Do you have them pay?
Yeah.
Or you do all
We
that?
take it out of the. We take it out.
Is this I can't remember though. This is either everybody or it's not a pick and choose. Like they can't just say it's everybody or don't bother. Yep. Okay.
So.
Right.
Everybody's got family. Everybody unfortunately gets sick or dies or whatever.
We probably ought to figure out the employer-employee cost, because doesn't that create a taxable event, depending on which way it is for the employee?
If we paid, it'd be just like a disability. We paid a disability up front. We paid this up front. It would be just like they have to pay taxes on this, I believe.
And then there's a third-party 1099, and
They take care
so.
of it. We don't apply for it I have employees, so if they're gonna have a baby, and they know they're gonna have a baby, they're gonna go out a certain time, they fill that out ahead of time. They set it up. As an employer, we don't do anything. They set it up with the insurance company. There's an administrator. They send them directly to check. They get the taxes. They take care of all that. It will not affect us in bookkeeping other than.
Understood, but we do create a taxable event for these folks depending on who contributes the money. I went through that, okay, and somebody got taxed on something, and I can't remember whether it was I paid it all or they paid it all. I think if they paid it all, it was not a taxable event. I think if I paid it all, it became a taxable event. I'm not 100% sure, but one of those scenarios is correct.
Yeah, you're probably right, because it would be considered an income tool.
I think it's not very much. I think it works out to be like $5 a person a week.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
like $3.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap. It's pretty cheap insurance. We have it. I've just never had anybody use it, but I don't have a problem with it because it is very affordable insurance.
So I'm just saying you gotta figure it out. Pick one or the other.
Personally, I'd like us just to pick up the tab, it's 2,500, and then as we get it in place, we can review it for next year, see how the employees like it, and then revisit it next year. Again, we've got the budget for any insurance, we set the insurance up when we were doing this to pick up some of this if we decided to go to it. Now, employees are starting to ask for it. So if you want to do it, I need a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion that we go ahead and purchase the Shelter Point Family Leave Insurance Plan for the employees. This is just for 2026, right? For 2026.
Yep. And the town will pay the premium this year, and then we'll re-explore
It
it.
ends at the end of this year, or it goes 1 year from right now?
It'll go for a year.
A year from now?
But we'll get everything figured out for the budget for next year.
Okay, so what's the motion again, Sarah?
I'm making a motion that we go ahead and pay or purchase, because this is first time, the Shelter Point paid family leave plan for the price of $2,508.47 for the town of Homer employees for the next year.
For the year ending 2026.
I don't, does it start, probably start April 1st is my guess, so.
Yeah, it'll start April 1st, and it'll carry over probably to
If you do it mid-year.
in 27, just like our disability.
Well, I'm trying to get the motion defined is how we're gonna go forward and review it. Right now, it's gonna be 100, your motion is 100% or 100% paid for by the employer through the end of 2026.
Until the next renewal.
End of 1 year term.
Yeah, because probably from now on, April 1st will always be our renewal.
Yeah.
It's whatever month you
For a
start.
12-month term.
Yeah.
For a 12-month term.
Okay, all right. You willing to make that change?
Yep.
Okay, I'll second.
Any other discussion on that? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next on the list is there's a motion of support. And this has been going around, Cincinnati has done it, Carlinville, I believe, has done it. I don't know, Patty, has the village done the motion of support for the
Not yet.
energy?
I haven't seen the draft yet.
So a lot of some of the other towns, I can't say a lot, but I think Marathon is on it. So,
It's on Virgil's agenda tomorrow.
Virgil, okay.
Yeah.
You wanna, does everybody have it in front of them? Do you want us to read it, or can you guys read
got
it? It really doesn't, it's just asking New York State to review it and see if they can't do something about lowering the cost. If we wanna support this, I need a motion. And we'll send it to New York State.
Can we wait until the county works through this? I know they're bringing the people down next week, the makers and the shakers, our electeds.
Whatever you guys wanna do, and this one here doesn't, I'm gonna be honest, ain't gonna make a hell of a bit of difference.
Well, I'm looking at it, we're asking the Public Service Commission to review the price rate increases that they already authorized, so I don't. Let's come at this a different way. And Marathon has their own power, I thought.
Cincinnati's did one.
Something
Yeah,
in it.
Cincinnati
What's
did
that?
one, but they did,
Cincinnati's did a bit.
was it this, or did they do something different,
I
though?
think it was this. They did it a few months
I
ago.
think they have to supplement their power.
So Cincinnati's does?
Not Cincinnati, so they have to.
They did one like this.
What's that?
Cincinnati's.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cincinnati did it. It's whatever you guys wanna do. I doubt if it's gonna make any difference. I'm gonna be quite honest. New York State does whatever New York State wants. Is the county gonna be looking at this, Reed, do you know?
Last year, we passed a resolution for a full independent audit of both National Grid and Massac. We haven't brought anything for consideration again, but it's something I would favor for us to do again.
Okay, so you guys wanna table this the next one?
Can you get all your electeds down here and get them in a room? Because they're the ones that are making the decisions, not county, but Leah Webb. I mean, I got her email the other day that said she was fighting all these electric bills.
Mhm.
I don't know, apparently mine's the only one going up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get them in a room, okay? I don't know what this is gonna do, all right? You get them in a room, and one of us ought to come, and we'll represent the town for you.
Yeah.
Let me know. I'll
No
be
worries.
the one. If you want me to be the one, I'll be the one.
So what do you wanna do with this?
Table it.
Table it?
Just
I don't
ask a
care, it's
procedural
whatever you guys-
question.
Yeah,
Regardless of how you vote, can it be, whatever it is, can it be put on the website?
that,
Yeah,
I'll give you a copy right now.
thanks.
so we'll table it for this month and we'll revisit it next month.
I need another copy, by the way.
That's your
I'm just
problem.
gonna take a picture with
Here,
my phone,
you-
I can give you
Oh,
right
there you
there.
go, look at that, look at the
That's
efficiency
fine,
here.
that's fine, I'll take the.
We're gonna table it. We'll table it till next month.
No, it won't do anything, but it might make you feel better to write a letter.
Okay.
I said, it may not fix it, but it might make us feel better to write a letter.
Okay. Lower level update. We are moving right along since the last time when I put everybody on notice, and I thought I had my. We had a schedule, does everybody have that schedule? Yeah, everybody's got it but me. But there is a schedule put together. They were dragging their feet a month ago and I really lit them up on it. So right now, let me borrow for just a second. So right now, we're looking at 4/10 for completion date. I put a letter out to them today again. Where are we? Are we gonna meet this date? I meet with them twice a day right now, answering questions, keeping this project moving. It is really coming along. The walls are painted, ceilings are going in, lights are going in, trim work's being done, windows are being painted. They are moving right now. The tile for the bathrooms are gonna start Monday. Carpet and flooring guys lined up, but that's the last thing that's gonna happen, so we got some more painting. I think they're about probably 90% done with the painting down there. Probably everybody smelled it up here,
Mm-hmm.
but
And sees the drywall dust, that's great.
acoustical ceilings, some of them are in the hallway, they're in. All the doors are in, door frames are in. It's coming along nice, Beard is back. The building's gonna be shut down on Friday, March 27th. Because they got to turn the power off in the building and reconnect a new service. So right now we have it tentatively scheduled. We let the village know, of course, the town, the assessors, everybody knows so they can plan on it. It's unfortunate it's on a Friday, but that seems to be the best day. We're checking everybody to do it, so. Has to happen to go to the next stage. Generator's here, but it's not in place yet. The pads were poured on that side of the building for our new compressors. There's gonna be 5 compressors for heating and air conditioning downstairs. So they're in place now. Compressors are supposed to be set on Monday. I'm gonna meet with everybody tomorrow. We got the half wall cut through going into the courtroom. So you can go back and forth, so that's where we're at. Any questions on that? When we're done here, if you guys wanna take a tour, I'll show it to you. The next thing on that, so stair tower paint. So for everybody, clarification what the stair tower is, if you're not familiar, that's where the elevator is, that tower assembly right there. It's gotten beat up, banged up over the years, a lot more downstairs from coming in and out. Kevin, do you have a question?
No, but do you have this? Did you want to post this too?
That was in
Is it? Okay. Sorry.
Okay. It hasn't been painted in over 19 years. It looks pretty rough. So I put together an RFP, sent it out. So the RFP, I think you guys got it in front of you. Listed, everybody bid on that. I followed our procurement policy because it was under a certain amount. I didn't have to do a formal one and put it in the paper. So we put it out, I got 3 bids back, so we got the 3 bids here tonight so that we can go over it, and then if we wanna get it painted, we can enter into a contract. One thing I put on there that I wanna complete by April 12th, because we wanna have a big open house here, so with the downstairs being all done, the hall's gonna look pretty rough, that'll be the last piece of the puzzle in here, we get that painted. The girls talked me into, they don't like that color, so we're gonna paint it, it's gonna be like the downstairs, more like this color here. And believe it or not. But we're all in agreement, the railings will be black and stuff, so. 3 bids, so our 3 bids to do that. So, Ernzy Company, is that how he says it?
Ernst.
Let's go.
Ernst Company, what's that?
Ernst Cole?
Yeah. Painting, so he was a low bid, $9,632. Of course, they had to pay prevailing rate, so that's, they'll paint it, of course, they're gonna tape everything off, not gonna touch the woodwork's beautiful in there, I don't want the woodwork touched. Tape it off, they'll fix any cracks, any dings, dents in the walls and paint it. So that was our low bid. Our next bid was from commercial contracting, which they're doing the painting, there it is. They're doing the painting downstairs now. They're out of Syracuse, they came in at $9,811. Our final bid was from Rivers Painting, which is up the road, they did our front entrance. They came at $14,995.
That's why you do bids.
There was 2 very close bids and one was extremely, absolutely. They're all insured, they're all the paint color we picked out, all good quality paint. Yeah, that's the
What's the
one.
other one? The 9,000 was right there. Responsible bidder, lowest responsible bidder. Okay, I'll make a motion that we go with the lowest responsible bidder, Ernst Cole Company in painting for $9,632.
Need a second on that?
I'll second.
Okay, any other discussion on that? Those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Okay, thank you. Our Seaboard solar project, you have a agreement in front of you. We've already talked about this and negotiated a deal where we'll get $200,000 front-loaded payment, and that happens when they go live.
Yep, get interconnect.
So you want to explain any more? If I keep talking on that.
No, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's the one-time $200,000 payment that this board has already discussed that. Chose to go that route over, taking payments over a term of like 15 or 20 years like you would under a pilot. There was a slight discount on that, but that's for the net present value. The money's worth more to you now than it would be in 15 years. But basically, yeah, we've got an agreement here that memorializes all that. And we just need the board to authorize the town supervisor to sign the host community agreement. It's a pretty standard agreement, very similar to other ones that I've done in the past. And as you can see, they've already agreed to it, they've signed it.
Can you tell us what going live means and when the check
Yeah.
comes?
So the payment is due either at the later of 2 different events. So it's either when when our code office issues a notice of completion, which is basically a certificate of occupancy, but for a solar project, or when they interconnect and basically flip the switch on to start sending power.
Do they have the choice?
It's the later of the 2.
It's the later.
Yeah.
So they might turn it on before they have a certificate of occupancy.
They shouldn't, but.
Okay, I was just curious,
Yeah.
why
No, they should not.
is there an option, why isn't it?
Right, no, it's a good question, but they shouldn't do that.
Okay.
If you remember, I had all the numbers. We did come out a little farther ahead if we took it over 15 years. Not a huge difference, but part of the gamble was a lot of these
Will
solar
they be
companies go out of business. If they go out of business, then we get nothing. For tax reasons and everything, or not tax reasons, but for inflation and stuff, so this seemed to be our best deal, that's what we discussed, I don't know, about 3 months ago now.
I'll make a motion, we authorize the supervisor to sign and enter into the agreement, the host community agreement for the town of Homer, New York, and Scott Road Solar LLC for the negotiated one-time payment of $200,000 and contract above.
Second.
Good enough? Any other discussion?
I'm sorry, good enough, Dan? Okay, good.
Those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed?
This is right by your guys' people going up there, right?
You want it?
Is that McMahon?
McMahon's
No,
have a little
actually,
coming
I
nearby.
would.
We've got
ask
some
that
fields
the
nearby,
clerk
but,
keep it in the file.
On how?
I just need a copy of it.
yes, we have fields on,
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we gotta mail
there's
it.
no lagoon.
They just
Oh,
want
no,
an
wait, I'm
electronic
sorry, we have
copy.
a lagoon up
They don't want the
farther, not
original.
on,
You'll
not
be
where
able
the
to
solar
scan that
panels
and
are
send
going.
it to
It's
you.
up farther and just, sorry,
Brooke, if you can scan that and
Like
email it
that.
to me, I'll send it to their,
Yeah.
Right way up top.
yeah, we have
Yeah,
Todd
staff
and
are there.
Lori.
That wasn't on here, but once we're talking about solar project at AES, I get to.
Yep.
Okay, so that's still moving forward, we're still negotiating. They were bought out, believe it or not, I know this is gonna be hard to believe, but they were bought out by BlackRock. That's about the 5th or 6th owner of this project. BlackRock is one of the world's largest companies as far as solar and landowners and stuff. So they were bought out. Nothing's changing, but we hired a special lawyer to help us through the process, and he's been working hard on it, so 3 municipalities have nothing to report other than Dan's been working on stuff, and our new lawyer's been working on stuff, and trying to get the most we can in a host agreement and stuff, so it's gonna take a little while yet, but they don't have a whole lot more time, so I think you're gonna see things coming quicker now, because they have to get going.
Can I do these now?
Oh, yeah, I thought we did that
We passed them. While we're talking about the solar projects, I do have 2 solar escrow payments. I asked for motions and seconds. Voucher number 2 for the EAS project in the amount of $1,362.40, payable to Harder Seacrest Emery for the EAS project. Can I get a motion? Second? Sorry.
Second that.
Second on there. So as you know, they put up the escrow, so this isn't town money. They give us $20,000 escrow, we pay out of that. When it gets down to a certain point, they replenish it. This is so we can pay our lawyers, engineers, or anybody else we need to. But this is just a accountability process that we're going through. I want the board to sign off on every escrow thing that we do. So we have a second on that. Any other questions? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I also have another one, voucher number 5, making a motion that we authorize payment for $1,822.50 for the Seaboard Solar Project escrow account to Daniel J. Ellis.
I'll second that as well.
It's the same scenario, so those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed. Court audit, Kevin, you,
Yep, court audit's been done. Every year, we're asked to provide oversight for the court audit for the Homer Town Court, which we've been doing for many years. I do have a motion here to read. Audit takes generally a couple hours. I do follow Office of Court Administration checklists and try to provide a pretty thorough sampling of our court. So I'm just gonna read the motion, and Brooke, I did email you a digital copy, so you can cut and paste. I do see 2 errors already in the years. So I motion, Kevin, Board Member Williams, whereas Section 2019-A of the Uniform Justice Court Act requires a town board to provide an annual audit of the town's justice court's records and dockets. And whereas Town Board Member Williams performed such audit the 2025 Town of Homer Court records on February 25th, 2026, using a checklist and documentation provided by the New York State Comptroller's Office. And whereas Board Member Williams found all records to be clear, concise, and accurate, and that all reports and disbursements were made on a timely basis, and that checkbooks were reconciled on a timely basis, and the cooperation by the court clerks was found to be excellent. During the audit, the following was noted. Audit sampling included 4 random months chosen during the 2025 calendar year: December, August, May, and March. Sampling included verification of deposits, the justice account, and the bail account, cash receipts tying to deposits, which are mostly credit cards now, justice account and bail account. Verification of timely banking procedures was noted, and timely monthly reporting of documents the same. Open case loads are within normal range for our court and have followed that traditional averages. Bank reconciliations frequently reconciled online prior to receiving the monthly mailed statements. The bail account has had limited entries and disbursements were reviewed and reconciled by individual case documents. There's very little bail account in and out anymore, so I'm actually able to tie the actual cases back to the bail. I think there were 2 transactions. Minimal activity in the bail account. The audit takes note that in March 2025, the monthly checklist form provided by the Office of Court Administration in Comptroller of New York has been implemented and is noted in all the months audited. In 2025, all disbursements were ACH initiated and no handwritten checks were written in 2025. The month of May noted on 5/14/2025, a deposit for the justice account was deposited into the bail account in error. The audit notes that the error was discovered during normal reconciliation and corrected on 6/9/2025. Those are the notes for that particular 2025 year. And again, the books are in good shape and run pretty soundly. And I will make that motion and ask for a second.
Second on the motion to accept the audit. And then I have to sign it and send it.
I'll second it, since I didn't make it down there to help you.
Thanks.
You did a good job.
Any other discussion on those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thanks, Kevin. Clerks, you're up.
Not much to report other than I put a balancing report of the taxes collected so far. So we're about at 85%, which feels good. We're on the home stretch. So we're gonna be getting ready to send out second notices here in the next week. And other than that, just business as usual and our day-to-day stuff, so not a lot to really.
How's your part-timer working out?
Good. Yes, he's getting postcards. We're sending all residents a postcard about our new website.
Did you use the original cards or did you have to get new ones?
We just got envelopes,
Okay,
so we can make them work.
sorry.
Yeah, we tried.
The only thing they're working on is cleaning up all these boxes. You want to explain that?
Yeah, so that's our retention schedule that Donna worked on, putting it all together. So now I have to go through each box, figure out what she put in where, and then once I can do that, we can get rid of them. So Lindsay and I are gonna tackle that hopefully this week and next.
A lot of them can be shredded and
Shredded,
destroyed.
Yeah, they'll be able to.
I'm on a mission here to get all this stuff done before we have our open house.
You don't want boxes in the hallway?
I do not want boxes in the
Oh,
hallway.
come on.
We didn't want them in our office anymore, so we stuck them down here. Karen Snyder's been coming too. I'd say she's been here once a week or once every other week. So she's working upstairs and for our retention, getting everything organized.
Good.
So that feels really good.
Again, it's just shocking how many dog licenses go through this place. I just can't get over it, the box after box. So, any questions for our clerks? Okay. So you see there's 2 other, you got a town, what am I doing first? Town department plan, and then there's a town infrastructure plan. So I lay awake nights just thinking of how I can keep you guys busy. So I come up with a plan here that you'll see on the item Town Justice, Judge Sullivan, I've already talked to her, we gotta do a review first quarter. Kevin Williams is the go-to guy on that, so Kevin and myself are gonna sit down, and Kevin doesn't know yet, but I wanna sit down with the justice. We're gonna pick a date first week of April, second week of April. We just gotta sit down and do a review with her, she's new, we need to do it, we got some clarifications we need to do for our part and her part. Nothing bad, everything is good, but we just need to do it. I'm gonna make a point of at least once or twice a year that we sit down with all our employees and do a review, see what they're struggling with and what's going on. The next one on here is Explore bookkeeping software. I want us to revisit. We're doing QuickBooks right now. I'm not convinced that that's the best way of going now that we've been into it for a couple of years. So again, we got Edmonds, there's Williams Law, we're doing QuickBooks. There might be another program or two out there, so I'm asking Sarah, because she's the liaison, and I'd like to have this finalized no later by September, to take a look, may come back and say QuickBooks is the way we want to stick, maybe we want to go to something else to look at it. So we need to start working on it. It's going to take a little bit of time. I think the village, you guys use Edmonds?
We use Williamson Law.
Williamson Law.
And definitely talk with our clerks before they'll give you an honest.
Right, so we gotta do some of that, and we may
We
even reach
do.
out to the county for some advice too. And we may not do anything different, I don't know, I just think we need to look at what we're doing, because it seems like some of the process we're doing is clumsier than it needs to be. For businesses, it works well, municipalities, a little bit different animal. So I just think we need to explore that. Assessors Department review. Again, the end of this month, we're gonna be sitting down with the assessors review. That's gonna be that's myself, the two supervisors, Jeremy Stiles, Scott Steve, the mayor. Again, I'm asking Kevin Williams, because this is where I value Kevin's contracts and different reviews on this. We need to sit down, go over everything that's happened in the assessor's office, staffing. When the agreement was originally wrote, they were supposed to meet every quarter. Well, it doesn't happen, and there's no need to meet every quarter. We need to do it at least once a year. We haven't done it in a couple of years, so we're gonna get that set up, hopefully end of March. Just sit down with our assessor, do a review, see what's going on. We'll go forward from there. Next thing on here that I want to accomplish is update and develop agreements with the village. We have an agreement for next door, we gotta come up with an agreement for downstairs. We have some shared services stuff, I just going through the files. I've already talked to Pat a little bit on that. Most of our stuff so far outdated. It's not a big deal, but we should have some agreements in place. So there's a mutual understanding from both parties. So I'm gonna do a rough draft. I'll get it to Pat and Dan, and we're gonna look at it, and then it has to go to both boards. You guys will be privy to everything as we're developing that. So I want that completed by May, because if I don't put some completion dates here, everything starts. Comprehensive plan, I can't give you much on that. I talked to Dan this week on it. When he has time, he was gonna write them a letter.
Yeah, I've got a letter, I need to send it out, fair warning, they are slow.
Yeah.
It's gonna take them a while to get you a grant agreement.
But it's one of the most asked questions I get, and I'd really like to get going on that. So I just don't know where that stands. So we can't start anything until we get that agreement. Then the last thing on here is building maintenance protocols, and that's gonna be developing manuals for this building. We don't have any. You have Barry here for 30 years. He kind of knew the building fairly well. But I've discovered in the last year, there's a lot of stuff that slipped through the cracks that weren't being done, that should have been done. We don't have any manuals. And I've asked Brandon, and that's what he's gonna be working on along with myself. I got our engineers for the downstairs, gonna do us a manual for the downstairs. So I want a go-to manual that we'll have in two places. So if a boiler goes down, a furnace goes down, the clerks can call Brandon and say, we got this problem, but everybody can look at the manual, working out service agreements with the new companies that are working here, so we'll have them to approve. That's who you call. We got a problem, everybody knows who to call, but we'll have a manual with all our equipment. One thing I did do, so downstairs, we have about 7 different pumps that pump heat through this building. And they're old. And some of them are a little bit harder to get, so talking to them, so I bought 2 pumps. One pump will fit almost all of them, and then there was a special pump for about $400. I bought 2 pumps, they're sitting on the shelf. The pump goes down, it goes down at midnight. They can just replace the pump, we're up and running. So we need to be more proactive on stuff like that. This building is 20 below zero, and we don't have heat. Could be a problem. So that's the kind of stuff. So that's, and I've already met with Brandon on that, so we're gonna be working on, I want that finalized by August. So we're gonna have 5 new heat pumps, plus the 3 others that are already existing, 2 new furnaces downstairs, we got 2 boilers. There's a lot of infrastructure here. Circuit breakers, I blew a circuit breaker. All kidding aside, we got 2, 4, 5, there's about 6 or 7 circuit breaker panel boxes in this building. Took me forever to find the one that a circuit went out, and I would have never guessed it was in the assessor's office to control the basement. This is what I'm talking about. It took me a while. I actually had to call Bob Beard and said, Bob, I said, well, go up in the assessor's office and open the door, and there was a panel box. I had no idea that was even there. So that's the kind of stuff that we have to be a little more proactive on. Okay? So that's what I'm talking about there. Are you guys all good with that list and what we're trying to accomplish here? I don't think we have to vote on it, but this is what we really, the next list I put together is the town infrastructure project plan. I went down through and made a list, and I'm not saying all this is gonna be done this year, but I'm making a list. So we got paint stair tower, I've already sent that, so we approved that, so we already got one knocked off, so we're off to a good start. Something that I feel is very important that we need to do this year is repair and repaint our cupola on top of the building. You'll see there's rotting wood on it. I've got some pictures if anyone wants to see. It's rotting. We were gonna do it a year ago, but we pulled the trigger. If you remember doing the highway department and this building, I said we'll wait a year on that. So I'd like to develop an RFP, put that out for bid. Again, I've already talked to Brandon on that. We'll develop an RFP. Have Dan look it over, send it out. So if you guys are good with that, that doesn't commit us to doing it, we'll get the pricing back here. And with that, I'd like to make it a double RFP and paint all the trim work around the building. But we definitely gotta do some of that cupola, because we got wood rotting, and I don't wanna lose it. What'd I do wrong, Kevin? I got Brandon busy. Darn right, new guy, you know? I met with him 3 hours on Saturday, so you know, we got him signed right up. Roof on our town hall, we need to do a review on that. Barry and I looked at that about 4 years ago. We got a lot of moss starting to grow on the roof, and I'm saying that's gotta be replaced, but I think we really need to sit down and review it and come up with a time frame and start budgeting to get this roof repaired. I'm not saying that has to happen this year. We need to do a review, come up with a plan on how we're gonna tackle that. And to be honest, if we tackle that roof, I'd like to see us go back to the old standing seam style. That's what the building was originally built and added. It's a metal roof, standing seams, kind of put it back to the original. But again, we'll explore that. Media system, I'm gonna ask Caleb to talk on that. You wanna explain the media system?
So it was about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. Pat and myself, we met with a couple of the guys from the Center for the Arts. They've got a great program over there where they do an internship with their media, and they came in. We met downstairs in the new boardroom, if you will. They gave us some ideas of what we can use for speaker system if we put TVs on the wall compared to overhead projection system, and if we do that, do we do one, do we do two? So they have started putting together a price sheet for us, and then we can take it and critique it from there. And then we took it one step further. Maybe we have them do the same thing up here in this room. Because what we're trying to do, I know you guys do it at the village, we're trying to get these meetings so they can be live streamed. And then you can just come hang out. Everything is live streamed, and it will go right to our website. People can watch it, and then it just gets stored right on our hard drive. So probably another couple of weeks. I'll have you here when they come up to look in this room as well. They've been busy. But yeah, just some good options for what we want to do moving forward.
In our downstairs, the state likes using our facility here because we're centrally located and they've asked for a screen. So we're just trying to explore the best way to accommodate that. It's, again, we got a bigger TV that we could put in here, but I don't know if that's the best option. The village does a lot of, what do you call that?
Zooms.
Zoom, yeah, sorry, I couldn't think of the word. They Zoom every meeting. I think we're getting to the point, Mike does our meetings for us, so he's taping every meeting. We need to get to a point, I mean, it's 21st century that we're starting to do that. So we'll have cost, thank Caleb for taking care of that for us. We'll have cost. The other part of that, Pat, maybe you can address a little bit. The Arts Center now has a license for a TV station, is that the correct
So,
term?
right, they're moving forward with public access. So they're still building their studio per se, but we gave them authority to be the public access station for the village. So at some point, they will be able to put on TV all of our meetings.
And Ty, their administrator, talked to me about that too. Hasn't asked us to do that, but I think that would probably be something that we could do too if we want to in the future. So there's some, but we have to be set up the right way. So we're exploring it right now. Caleb will come back hopefully next month with pricing. That'll be about the right time. Doesn't affect our walls. We've already got the power. We looked at it, so we made sure we have power spread out so that in the future we can do something. Okay? Repair the water problem, lower level. We did a temporary repair. We got some drainage. We're looking at that. We're gonna have to probably put some tile in. We're probably gonna have to cut in the side of the parking lot a little bit. And if you'll see, I also put a budget where the money is setting to pay for these different projects as we're going through, okay? To give you an idea. So before we spend money, I'm gonna make sure the money is set in there that we can afford to do this without hurting the town. But that repair one, that has to happen this year, so that one, we can't have our downstairs getting wet. And our plan that we come up right now is we'll take out what we just put in there, we'll dig that down, we'll put some drainage tile in. Cause there's a nice place out front, that thing's about 8 foot deep, we can put some drainage tile and then blacktop it to the building. And then we're gonna have to look to put a barrier. I say a guardrail, but we don't want a guardrail there. We're gonna have to do something that looks a little nicer. And, cause we have to protect our new air compressors. Cause they're very expensive. So that's coming up. The next thing I've said all along, as soon as these projects are done, I'm gonna wrap my mind, I'm really gonna work all out on that, on our bridges. We got 2 bridges that here in the town. One is blocked off, the other one, we're derated as a 5-ton now. We gotta come up with a plan on what we're gonna do. We're not gonna get Bridge New York. We tried twice, that's a waste of our time. We're gonna start working on, coming up with our own plan, so I'm gonna wrap my mind around that as soon as these projects are done here. And, part of that is gonna be Caleb, and Kyle Bean. And then we're gonna pull in, some engineer experts. We're gonna go down to Pennsylvania, there's a bridge builder down there that specializes in building bridges like that we can buy a package, bring it up here, and, every time you go through the state, it was costing us $10,000 to apply for Bridge New York. We got turned down twice. Last time I talked to them, they said, you probably never get it because you got a bridge that gets maybe 100 cars a week over it. We got bridges that get thousands of cars a day. We can't justify giving you 2.5 million. And understandable. But I said, well, that's nice to know because I don't want to apply year after year, spend $10,000 and get turned down. So that's in our court. We're gonna start looking at, there's some other options too, maybe soil and water. I'm gonna talk to the IDA board. They just got $500,000 to build a bridge to go nowhere, the doggy park. So I reached out to her and said, you got money to do that? We got a bridge that's, critical for public safety. Is there anything out there that we can start looking at? So we're gonna be exploring, but we gotta come up with a design.
We tied that in with flood damage. After we had that flood, that's how
Okay.
they were able to get that through FEMA.
Okay, so maybe there's some options for us. I don't know, our bridges out here that we're dealing with they were built in 1890s, 1888 or something. So did we get our life out of them? Absolutely. But if there's ever a problem with Albany Street, we gotta do some work on Albany Street this year. That's Spalding. I mean, if that bridge goes down, we're in big trouble, and that'd be probably a $5 million bridge to fix that one. So we gotta maintain it, nothing's been done to it.
Now, when you say we, does that mean like Kyle and the guys go down and they'll do the work on it, or we hire that out?
We're gonna see as we develop a plan, like Kyle can go down and work on Albany Street, we already did some work last year. But to build a new bridge, no, that'll have to be hired out, but we can develop the plan and do some of the infrastructure. I got pictures of all our bridges, and we're gonna sit down, and I'm gonna have Pat we'll form a little committee once we get into it. We gotta look at the 3 locations. I'm not convinced where the bridge that's open, and that's the best location to put the bridge, because all the infrastructure, you got a pump station right there, you have the power on the other side, and that's where we were talking. I think that needs to be relooked at. There's some other options. That's the most expensive place we can put a bridge, in my opinion. So we need to take a hard look at that. This isn't a main bridge, this is a bridge for emergency backup. With the motel going in and stuff, so I think it's something that, or we may just decide, and I don't think that's gonna happen, that we don't do anything with these bridges, but I don't think we can do that for public safety. So we'll start looking at the highway building. Now, some of this is a new entranceway. Kyle wants to do a new entranceway over there, and it makes perfect sense. There's no good way to get into that building unless you leave the office unlocked or you leave the building unlocked, and that's not acceptable. So he wants to take the one door now that we did all the new way, cut that in half, put an entranceway. So if a salesman or somebody comes in, there'll be a little room there, they come in there, they can't go any farther, they can leave a business card, be the main entrance where the guys come in. That's something we'll do in-house. The highway buildings are one of the things I want to start looking at. They took that tree down. The building it needs either pointing and painting, because it's block building, a lot of the cement's coming out of the block and stuff, so it needs painting or something. And we need to put a sign up over there to kind of dress the place up. One of the thoughts is, instead of siding and painting it, that we could put 1-inch insulation and steel sided and blended it all in and look at it. So that's some options. So we're gonna have, again, Caleb, Kyle, start exploring that. So you think we loaded up Brandon, Caleb's right back into it too. Kevin, you're getting off easy, but I got you doing some of the stuff.
He's not arguing either.
And the last thing on here is our town hall parking lot. So as we cut up blacktop, we got some drainage issues. I don't know if we're gonna be able to afford to do it this year, but definitely by next year, once we get our drainage issues fixed. That lot is really deteriorating, we need to blacktop it and seal it. So we'll see what the price structure comes in at. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it this year, but by definitely next year, I wanna have a budget so that we can do that. Else, if we don't, we keep kicking the can down the road, we won't have a parking lot. You know, county set a great example for us. They lost their cupola, they lost their parking lots because of inaction. We're not gonna do that. I don't mean to pick on the county, but that's a fact.
Okay.
I was there, I know.
You were there.
So we're gonna try to be proactive and get this stuff taken care of. So that's what I have. So if you guys are all good with all that, wanna add anything? We're not committed to doing any of this, but we gotta start exploring it and getting pricing, and so we can budget for it. We do have money set aside in different accounts so we can do stuff. We got a bridge account that we've been setting money aside. We've got money set aside to do work on this building. I've set money aside to do our parking lots. So I got money earmarked already so that we can do this. So we're never gonna spend money that we don't have. Okay, any thoughts or questions on any of this? You're all good with that? Yeah, preview. Okay, so the next thing you got on there, this came in tonight from Scott Steve. So I couldn't put it on our website because it came in so late on some of this stuff. As you all know me, I don't like to procrastinate on anything, so it's here. They need this endorsement. Pat, have you seen this one?
That's where I went into my office when I first came in here to take a look at it.
Okay,
I'm not quite sure, I emailed him back asking for a map of where they're.
so I called them and talked to them about it. So this is gonna be down to where the hospital.
Okay.
That intersection right there, that's one of the worst intersections. the city and I guess whoever they're talking with, state leader, wants to do a roundabout there. It doesn't make sense. That is a horrible one. All they're asking for us is if you could, you got the letter in front of you. I can't read it. My
We
voice is
going around
going
that with
down. You want me to read it or somebody else?
Sure. So this is a resolution in support of a grant application is what it is actually. So on behalf of the town of Homer, I am pleased to offer our support for the City of Portland's Transportation Alternatives Program application to construct a modern roundabout at the intersection of Homer Avenue and Main Street and implement pedestrian safety improvements along the Homer Avenue corridor. Homer Avenue is a critical regional corridor serving residents of the town of Homer as they travel between their homes, the City of Portland, and surrounding communities. Many town residents rely on this route daily to access employment, healthcare services, schools, and commercial destinations within the city, including Guthrie Portland Medical Center and downtown Portland. Proposed roundabout and associated pedestrian improvements will enhance traffic safety, improve traffic flow, and provide safer accommodation for pedestrians and bicyclists traveling through this heavily used corridor. Improvements to this key gateway between the town and the city will benefit residents throughout the broader community by creating a safer and more efficient connection between our municipalities. The town of Homer values its continued partnership with the City of Portland and supports efforts to strengthen transportation infrastructure serving the entire Portland area. We respectfully encourage favorable consideration of the City of Portland's TAP funding request.
The caveat is this, they gotta send it in Friday, so that's why we didn't have the time to. Your thoughts on this, or do we wanna endorse this, or?
This will be in addition to the grant that they already got, right?
This is a totally different grant,
Didn't they get a grant to redo the entryway there on Homer Ave?
On home, I thought that was for, that might have been infrastructure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they got an LWRP grant for infrastructure underneath the road.
Okay.
Evidently, the state doesn't deem this as a, because the one in Homer here on 281, those roundabouts they're trying to do, that they don't deem this as a critical area for a roundabout.
state owns both of those roads.
Yeah,
The state
so-
owns one road and the county owns the other one.
Yeah, so.
Or the city, I mean, pardon me.
Yeah, the two different, aspects on this up here. The state's gonna do this
Regardless.
whether we say yay or nay. They're gonna take our input and then politely do whatever the hell they want. This is, I think, an optional thing that they're working with the state on for the grant, but I told Steve I couldn't make a decision on this short notice. We had to, and so I said we'd get back to him later. And we got the same thing, before Friday, please. The feedback I've gotten from my residents on roundabouts in general has not been favorable, but I know the state is really pushing them hard.
Does anybody know if common council voted for it, in favor of it?
Apparently they did.
The people in the city want. We're just supporting an application.
We're just supporting the application, we're not telling them what to do.
Do it.
What's that?
Do it.
You make a motion so I can sign the paper.
I make a motion that we authorize the supervisor to sign a letter of support on behalf of the City of Portland Transportation Alternatives Program application. Read that back to me.
We'll stop the tape and bring it back to you now. Anybody second that one?
I'll second it. Right, you're good. I'll second
I
it.
like that, to be honest with you.
Close enough. Are you good with it or you want to change it?
If the common council voted in favor of this and we're supporting a contiguous municipality, then I would make that motion, yes.
I would hope they supported it because it gotta be in Friday.
I don't want to get out in front of the people, that's all.
Right.
Because we're helping a neighbor.
There you go. That's all we're doing here. Any other questions on it? We got a second, Kevin. Who seconded it? Okay. Any other questions on that discussion?
So just because we're supporting this doesn't mean we support the other two over here necessarily. Not that it makes a difference.
No,
Okay.
no.
We're supporting an application in support of a contiguous neighbor. That's
Okay.
what my motion states.
Okay. I can get on board with that.
All right, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Okay, I'll send that back to Scott. For seasonal road update, Sarah, Caleb, put you guys on the hot seat, Dan?
We don't have an update.
What's that?
We don't have an update. We're waiting for Dan to get us the.
Yeah, I know, and I said the same thing last month. I have a draft about ready. I just had a few, town of Homer business items that leaked from it, unfortunately, so.
And he's been very busy with this solar stuff. This solar stuff's been overwhelming, not only for Dan, but for our planning board. Our planning board has been, with the Seaboard one, it's been very intense for him, so.
Yep.
We got time. We've got time.
So when you get a chance.
Yes.
We'll keep it on the
we will
agenda
re-
until it goes
We'll get
off,
together
just
and
like,
review it.
just like the court audit and stuff, we leave it on till it gets done.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one, and this just came up, again, sometimes I don't have the time, a Board of Assessment review appointment. So what that is, on tax day, after the taxes come out, there's, for grievance day, that's the right term, so people can grieve it. So we have a board that, it's a supervisor's appointment normally, and I did it in January. One of our guys that I was unaware of, Daniel McClear Dennis. He moved out of the town and lives in Cortland or Cortlandville now. I didn't know, he said he let Brian know, but Brian thought it would be all right. It's not all right, you gotta live in our town. So I just found that out Monday. So we went into a man scramble. I talked to Kevin, so I'm gonna turn it over to Kevin. Kevin found us somebody.
So the Board of Assessment Review is kind of like the people's spot where they can actually override the government, the assessor, and everything like that. So it's kind of like the people's stop. So we have, I think right now, 2 are in the town. Stuart Young is on. And who's the other? I can't remember the other one.
Nancy Richards.
Oh, Nancy Richards. And then Lee Dennis was from the village, in the village. So he's gone, and Mike reached out to me, and I actually did find somebody to fulfill the spot who has a bit of knowledge and stuff like that. His name is James Ferris, lives over on James Street. And I've spoken to him. I forwarded your documentation to him. He's fully aware of what the requirements are of the job and is willing to accept that.
Do you have that document with you?
I have it on text.
Yeah, I want you to read it to everybody, so I think we sent it to everybody, but you can read it in the record.
Okay. Board of Assessment Review position must be a town resident. The term is for 5 years. The training is a 3-hour online course administered by Cortland County. And the meetings are 1 day on the 4th Tuesday of May and 2 days after a town-wide reassessment. The meeting times are 4 hours, starting 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And the stipend is $120 per day on that.
Kevin, and I want to interject, New York state law says that you have to have 2 hours of meetings, either starting at 6 or after 6 at night. So that's why they go 4 to 8.
4 to 8, so it takes care of everything. Okay, so that's the way we run the show, and I would, I think what I'd like to do is accept the resignation for Lee Dennis. We have,
He just moved out and that's that.
so we need to have a vacancy created then. Dan?
Well, he's no longer eligible to sit on the board, right? So I think,
So we accept his resignation?
yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
Then what I'd like to do is I'd like to accept the resignation of Lee Dennis on the Board of Assessment Review, and I'd like to offer the name of James Ferris to fill the 5-year position.
So I did talk to Dennis and no hard feelings. He knows he moved out of the town and he just regrets he didn't notify me sooner, so we could have acted on this sooner. Last minute, but this is coming up in another month or so.
He's in Florida. Isn't he?
I don't know if he's in Florida or Cortlandville right now, but or wherever, but he's not here
Not
in
in
Homer, so
Homer.
that's what creates the problem. Okay, so we got a motion in front of us, so I need a second.
I'll second.
Any other discussion on that? Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Will you notify him that he's approved?
I will,
He's gotta come down and get sworn in, Kevin.
absolutely. Sounds like a fun job.
What's that?
Sounds like a fun job.
Yeah. We're almost done. Attorney?
I just have one update. I am right in the middle of negotiating the road use agreement on the smaller 5 megawatt solar project on Houghton Hill Road. We're getting a little closer. I've got a meeting with council for Seaboard Solar tomorrow morning, and hopefully we'll be able to iron all of that out. So I'm trying to get them to post some sort of financial bond or security, so that if they do cause damage and then refuse to correct that we have some means to fix it on our own without spending the town's money. So that part's still up in the air, but we're working on that part.
The last thing I have is this building, as you know, is dusty, dirty, messy from all the construction. So I reached out to our cleaning company and they gave me a price of, well, I'm calling it a deep clean, this upstairs, get all this upstairs clean. They came back with $862.50, so I approved it because that's part of what I can do, $1,000 or less. And I got them on board. They're gonna start this Friday, Saturday, and possibly Sunday, start cleaning up here. And I'm actually gonna try to go back on the contractors to pay for the cost, but if I can't get them to spring for it, it's $862, it's not horrible. They're gonna polish the floors in the stair tower, but I also told them that we were putting that out to bid to get paint, and if that gets approved, I don't want them in there till after the stair tower is painted. Well, if you look any place you see here, everything is dusty here, every office. I've already notified the village and stuff that they're gonna be starting Friday or Saturday, that they just have their offices where they feel safe. Papers that nobody wants to be seen, they come in and start cleaning. This way there's not a big rush, but I want the upstairs all clean. I want this place presentable when we have our open house, so we're gonna start planning an open house as soon as I know the absolute completion date downstairs. So we'll do that as a joint venture with the village and the police department. And get a nice open house, have people come through this whole facility. Probably most likely be on a Saturday afternoon or something, but we gotta get that planned, so that's
Do you wanna have it cleaned this fast then, if they're still doing construction?
99% of all the dust is done now. They're into they can't make much dust with painting, they can't make much dust. They gotta clean the downstairs really well. But they can start up here, there's not much dust coming up here. What happened, what really got all the dust, they didn't seal the place and they were too lazy to turn their fans on, and this place turned white twice on us up here because they weren't venting it right. They call me, I gotta run down, so we cured the problem. So they haven't been having the dirt issue, so I feel confident that they can get started. It's just terrible around here, every place you look, that stage is just horrible, but at the same time, I didn't wanna spend a lot of money doing that till we get to a point. So I feel comfortable now that we can get that accomplished. Questions or thought on that? So that's it. Do the board members have anything they want to bring out? Pat, you weren't here for the privilege of the floor. Anything you would like to?
No, well, yeah, just one thing, the 250th bicentennial years this year. We haven't come up with anything yet, but we'll share with you whatever we decide to do. But as Martin Sweeney, the town and village historian, has stated, this is not just a one-year thing. All right, the American Revolution started in 1776, but didn't end until 1783. So we've got quite a few years of celebration. So if we don't do anything right away this year, we've got a few more years ahead of us to do something. That's it.
Yeah, that'd be great. We ought to do something. So yeah, that would be great to partner with the village on that. You got a nice historic town here. It looks very nice. And we'll keep things going. Anything else from any board members? Entertain the motion to adjourn. To adjourn. Okay, we're done.